Without question, my long-term advocacy has been to remove the tax cap entirely from Social Security so that the wealthy are paying more, arguably, than their fair share. My current stance politically is very much that we should raise the tax cap from $117,000 of income to $250,000. There is a current congressional HR out there, but there is also a senatorial bill that Bernie Sanders has put forward attempting to do the same thing.
Well, I think that what we're seeing is the Social Security Trust Fund, we will be facing cuts in 2033 if no action is taken. I have committed to making no changes to Social Security for those above the age of 50, but for those in their 30s and 40s, I think it's very important that we have a bipartisan organization. And I challenge other candidates and other members of Congress to put forth solutions, whether it's assessing the retirement age to make sure that it's reflective of a longer working life, which my generation will have because we have a greater lifespan. But I'm committed to doing that on a bipartisan basis, but it's very important that for seniors who have paid into Social Security is a promise that has been made, and it's a promise that I will make sure is kept by the government. But let's have a conversation for those under 50.
I believe Social Security is perhaps the most important piece of legislation we've ever passed in this country, and I want to make sure it stays strong and secure for the present generation and for generations to come. Its solvency through 2033 is a good sign and not a bad sign. But it's not the first time that we've been told that Social Security is imperiled. I'm running against an opponent who has worked to privatize Social Security. I think that's a very bad idea. But we do need to make sure that there's enough money in the trust fund. What we can do, I think, in the short term is to make sure that we're growing the economy. If we pass minimum wage, if we pass paycheck fairness alone would put another $2.2 billion circulating in the economy. One of the best things we can do to ensure the solvency of the Social Security Trust Fund right now is to pass comprehensive immigration reform, something that House Republicans have repeatedly blocked. That alone would put an extra $30 billion annually into the trust fund. If we still have issues, and the issues that are being talked about are 77% of the trust fund in 2033 if nothing is done and the economy grows by a very pessimistic forecast, then I'm the only candidate that's talked about ways to raise revenue by passing the Buffett rule, by ending oil subsidies, by stopping inversions offshore. I've proposed a package of revenue raising that could be $130 billion, some of which could go towards shoring up that trust fund.